According to the UFC, he suffered an apparent heart attack in his sleep. And his sudden passing has sent shockwaves across the global combat sporting community, not just because of who he was, but because it challenges one of the biggest assumptions that we all make. Take a look at this. The assumption that elite fitness automatically means protection from life-threatening cardiac events. Well, here's the writing on the wall in red letters. It does not. Doctors have repeatedly warned that some heart conditions remain completely silent until intense physical stress or sometimes even rest triggers a catastrophic event. Combat sports make that conversation a little bit more relevant today. Extreme weight cuts, rapid dehydration, agility, repeated physical trauma on the body, grueling and gruesome training camps and sessions, relentless competition schedules. These are the realities of the sport. It is demanding. But are today's medical protocols keeping pace with the demands of these combating modern day age sports? Are athletes being screened often enough? Can hidden cardiac risks actually be detected before the tragedy actually strikes? And where do we draw the line between pushing human performance and protecting human life? And to help us understand exactly the science, the risks, and the lessons from this heartbreaking incident that's got the entire world tributes pouring in from left, right, and center, let's bring in our panel on the show. Gaurav Bidhuri, Indian boxer. The man needs no introduction at all. Many thanks, Gaurav, for taking out the time and helping us understand what really goes on in the world of the combat sports fraternity. And O.P. Yadav, CEO, National Heart Institute, with us on the broadcast to throw some light on the clinical end and sight of the things. Gaurav, first and foremost, I must ask you, what was your reaction to Allan Nascimento's sudden passing? As athletes, do you worry about the hidden health risks despite being extremely fit? Because there's a lot of supplementation, there's a lot of grueling training sessions, and I'll come to that. But first and foremost, your opening submission here.
Yeah, first, my condolences to the family and the UFC community, because we athletes are considered among the fittest of all.
Yeah.
And such news coming from our community is a bit frightening, I would say.
Yeah, and Gaurav, what about athletes worrying about the hidden health risks despite being extremely fit?
Yes, that's what, because we, like I said, we take proper diet, we do proper training under the supervision of our sports experts and sports science expert. And even after that, something is such things are happening. So I think there is a lot more which our sports science and sports doctors should look upon.
That's actually a fair point, and that's exactly what I wanted to understand. You've competed at the highest level yourself, and I'm sure that, with each passing year and month, sports science takes massive leaps. They understand there is major advancement in sporting science. But do you still think that we need to do enough? Or as a matter of fact, can you tell the viewers what actually happens? How does the sporting doctor actually help you? Today, there is so much of supplementation, and that supplementation weighs down and takes a toll on the heart as well, on the cardiovascular, functioning.
Yeah, it is said like some supplements affect our heart as well. But right now, currently, our sports science facilities which we are having, the doctors we are having, it's all up to the mark, and they are properly investigating, and then they are allowing us, all the national players, to have all the supplements, because the doping is also there. So we can't just have blindly whatever the.
Well, a little bit of a technical difficulty. We're going to come back to Gaurav. Yes, Mr. Bidhuri. Do stay on with us. Let me bring in the doctor. Let's take a word from the doctor as well. Dr. Yadav, you see, can a seemingly healthy elite athlete suffer a heart attack without any prior symptoms?
The answer to your question is yes. But before I elaborate on it, first I must remove certain misconceptions.
Sure.
Sudden death is sudden stoppage of the pumping of the heart. And that sudden stoppage of the pumping can occur because of heart attack, certainly. But then there are other causes like an unappreciated or a surreptitious blockage in the valve of the heart, or there is extra growth in the muscle of the outflow tract of the heart, or some congenital anomaly with which an athlete may be born with. So they also can give rise to a cardiac arrest. So we should not jump to conclusion that it was a heart attack. Having said that, yes, heavy physical activity, especially unaccustomed activity, can suddenly rupture a cholesterol blockage and then produce a clot formation and a sudden heart attack.
Doctor, you see, all these combat sporting athletes, they go through routine ECGs. There are, those 2D echograms that are done. But can these tests miss these conditions? What essentially I'm trying to understand is that, are these tests too superficial, and maybe we need better imaging when it comes to, the functioning of the heart?
Again, you're right, but I won't use the word superficial. They are very, very advanced imaging modalities, 2D echocardiography, as you said.
Yeah.
But currently, MRI or magnetic resonance imaging is coming out as a better way of looking at these athletes, especially the scar tissue in the muscles of the heart. And that facility is not that freely available across the country, and therefore is not being used to the extent. I mean, I'm not saying to a national or international level athlete they may be used, but certainly it's not being used at district or state level athletes, which it should be used.
Okay. I'm going to come back to you, Doctor. I've got some more questions that, and many thanks for your answers, The idea is also not here. If I'm, stepping the line here and there, do, come through with your reprimanding. I would absolutely appreciate that. And many thanks for taking the time to speaking to us. Mr. Bhaduri, where does the athlete draw that line? Because I understand when it comes to boxing, when it comes to mixed martial arts, there is this constant need to build up on the stamina and to push the limit every time. Lambe training sessions. More often than not, you're there grueling yourself for hours, 2 hours on end, and there's a lot of dehydration. So stamina bhi banana hai, strength bhi banani hai, strategy bhi learn karni hai side by side, and at the same point in time, this might be punishing the body. So balance kaise karta hai athlete bahar?
Yeah, so like you said, first of all, we have to do lot of hard work to build our stamina, because सारा खेल ही हमारा lungs का है. And then again, because in the combat sports, it is all about weight maintenance. Okay, so we do weight cutting also, and people are still following the old school, that is through sweating. The excess sweat we do, and the weight reduction is there. So, but that practice is not right. But still the people are following that. And when it comes to this hard work, see, coaches are there because they are there to make us do lot of hard work. The more, because the mentality is like that, the more work we do, more hard work we do, the more stamina we will get. And by doing that, there are our doctors and other sports experts, science experts who gives us proper diet when it comes to hydration. Okay,
I
so
understand.
they give us supplements. They give us supplements for that. So all that things are taken care, but somewhere I think which like right now the AI is very well developed. So I think like whenever there's a session is over and before the bed, there should be something which can be monitored, which can monitor our brain, our lungs, and our internal organs, so that such incident which occurs at night can be taken care of.
You're absolutely right. I think which is why you have these, various new fitness bands that are coming to light. In all grades, you've got a cheap quality one, you've got an expensive quality one, and we're all wearing them. These are the new gadgets, the new wearables out there. It's a new fashion statement per se. But our fighters, as a matter of fact, I'll ask you what, Mr. Biduri, should the weight cut rules, because more often than not, the weight cutting and the excessive dehydration puts a massive strain on the heart. So do you think that these weight cutting rules in combat sports especially should now be looked at in terms of reforms, should be completely overhauled? What's your opinion on that?
Yes, absolutely. Because right now the weight cutting system is very, very poor, because even being like I was also there, and I was also following that old school thing where I was means you won't believe in a training session, 2 to 3 D tracksuits are fully wet of sweats, okay, and then we reduced 2.5 kg in just span of 1 hour. Just imagine, it's all sweat is coming out from our body. But then after winning medal, I got connected with a few of the dietitians, and they suggested me like this is not the right practice. You should do weight cutting slowly and steadily. It's not like you just with a span of 1 hour you're just reducing 2.5 kg and you're just losing your weight, total weight, dehydrating your body. You won't believe my urine used to come red. It was so dark, it looks like red because we were practicing that sweat निकालना, पसीना निकालना, जितना निकलेगा उतना weight कम होगा, इतना dehydrated हो जाता था हमारा body. But then coaches and all, they're educating, but they are not like strictly following that, because वो छोड़ देते हैं हमारे ऊपर, हमको बताया जरूर जाता है कि आपको ऐसा करना चाहिए, but it's not like put on us like आपको ये ऐसा ही करना चाहिए. That is not there. So the athletes get option whether to choose the easiest way.
And the athletes also get carried away because when something is working out, एक दो दिन चलेगा तो सही बात है, but continuously, month on ends, you're trying to drop 2.5 kgs per boxing session or per training session is certainly not right. Dr. Yadav, you help us understand the clinical side of this. Repeated dehydration, repeated weight cuts. I mean, it places phenomenal, strain on the cardiovascular system.
It certainly does. And it increases the viscosity of the blood, the thickness of the blood. And it is during these times that if there is an asymptomatic, means a blockage in the artery which has not produced any symptom, which is 70 or 80%, and if blood becomes thick, then it can clot on that and produce a sudden heart attack. So definitely dehydration is one of the factors. But we must not also forget substance abuse. We must not forget doping. We must not forget energy drinks that a lot of these athletes are consuming, which are so heavily laced with caffeine. One energy drink may be having anything up to 10 to 12 cups of coffee worth of caffeine. And if you just drink it in 30 seconds, you can imagine the level of caffeine that goes into the body, and the heart rate goes up. The pumping capacity of the heart, when it increases, the passage becomes narrow and you can have a sudden collapse.
Well, that's very well put. You see, Doctor, can chronic weight cycling damage the heart as well?
Well, if you are doing it in an accustomed fashion over a period of time with periods of rest, that is perfect. You build your VO2 max, you build your aerobic and anaerobic capacity of the muscle and of the tissues. That's healthy for the body. But when we do it as to prove a point for a particular day, that can be very damaging, especially for young enthusiasts, shall I put it that way. Okay. And another thing, if I can give me 30 seconds, always we talk of suddenly this happened. Believe you me, more often than not, these are not sudden. There were symptoms which were misinterpreted as gas, acidity, back pain, or some other form of,
That's very well said, Doctor. So what are some of those warning signs, Doctor? What are those warning signs that not just athletes, anybody out there should not ignore ever?
Anything which cannot be explained. You are getting a little indigestion. You have not eaten any outside food. You have not had any nausea, vomiting, or loose motion. Why must you get indigestion today? So any unexplained symptoms, you must watch very carefully. Also, don't forget that the symptoms of the heart may not present within the chest. They may be referred. The symptoms may go to your jaw, to your back, to your upper tummy, and may be mistaken for gastric or esophageal or gas or some such symptom. So symptoms of the heart can be multifaried. And don't think heart is on the left side, so symptoms will go to the left arm only. No, you may have symptom in the right arm. And lastly, in diabetics especially, their nerve endings are damaged.
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
may not get any pain. They may just get choking in the throat. They may just get inability to speak the full sentence in one go. And they may just have unaccustomed sweating, not commensurate with the weather. In a month of December and January, if you sweat, you have to ask, why am I sweating?
You know, you've painted a rather grim picture here. Every breath that I was taking whilst you were answering was with a lot of caution here. On the energy drink note, to all the youngsters out there that think this is the new fashion trend, gulping down various kinds of energy drinks, that's a massive no-no to that, isn't that, Doctor? But, you know, I'll give the final say to the boxer, to the modern day age combat sports specialist with us on the broadcast. Mr. Biduri, if you had to give one message to all those youngsters that are stepping into the boxing ring, into the, you know, MMA octagon, or going onto the floor for some sort of grappling or any kind of those mat exercises, trying to push them every second, every training session, what's your message here?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to tell them, like, the main concern is about dehydration. They should hydrate their body whenever they do a workout, and obviously the weight reduction is my main concern, because that is when the athlete is suffering a lot. Internally, we don't know what is happening, but it is, like I said, my urine used to come red, totally brown. So just imagine what is happening inside my body. So like doctor just now said, like, we need to assess each and small changes coming in our body, and obviously the team is there with us, the medical team is there with us. They should work proactively with the athlete and should monitor each and every small changes.
All right, then, you know what? Allan Nascimento's story is a heartbreaking reminder, but Doctor and Mr. Biduri, you've helped us understand and put this into perspective. Many thanks for taking out the time. It is a stark reminder that peak fitness and perhaps physique are not always the same as perfect health, and there were always warning signs. More often than not, it's not sudden. There were warning signs. Your body was giving you small light signals before it finally, you know, screamed that one particular night. And behind every medal, every knockout and every victory lies a human body that has its own limits. So we need to understand our limitations as, human beings. As sport continues to push these limits, perhaps it's time we give equal importance to performance and equal importance to protection as well. Mr. Biduri, Indian boxer, many thanks for taking on the time. And Dr. Yadav, CEO, National Heart Institute. Many thanks, Doctor. All right, then, a very quick commercial breather here. But on the other side, we're going to decode why we're saying that Indian football has been dealt another major blow. This is about Jamshedpur FC. Don't go anywhere.